Welcome, game fans. So I was napping, and I forgot to set an alarm. So a little bit less organized than even usual. However, here we are. Here we are. Yeah, I'm still waking up. Brain quite fuzzy. Bear with me. This looks like a repo. Date on main. Once upon a time, I created a branch that had a slash in it. Let's do what they suggest. Maybe this is the actual error I was getting before. Oh, why is this still to be committed? No, I don't want that. I don't know what's going on. Update, Julian is eating a bird and drinking a beer, and Max is at work meetings until 5:30. I mean, it's supposed to be our weekly session. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I should have just started 15 minutes late instead of rushing to set up the stream. I wish there was a way to abort. Anyone, like, please message me if you run diff tool in GitHub, or not in GitHub. If you run git diff tool in PowerShell and you have a batch of files open, is there a way to abort that process? If you actually only wanted to diff one of the files. Yeah, this makes sense. Hey, good evening. Cat Cam.
See?
Cat Cam. Cat Cam.
If anyone were to just join the chat right now, they would just, with no context, just see like me sitting here touching bleach.
Clearly an evil supervillain. Preparing for
So
world domination.
you heard that no one made a comment about my Siemens brew.
I mean, is it good?
I don't know, no, to open it.
All right.
I had one sour by these guys, rough water, before. It was excellent. So it's a little too leaning towards IPA for my, liking. So I'm just gonna dump it, throw it away. It's got like a
one sip.
yeah. What's the flavor? Like apricot or something? I don't know.
Ew.
Well, I will suffer with it. I will suffer. And I started painting my workroom. As you can see, I gutted pretty much everything.
I wasn't really paying attention to like
See?
before. Oh, okay. Nice.
And it's going a color called Dark Harbor.
Dark is always a danger I find with rooms.
With what?
With rooms.
Oh no, all of my rooms are dark and I love it.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
except for my kitchen, which is a light blue, but I've gone room's dark purple. The second floor is a dark forest green. And this is sort of a dark tea color. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. And the ceiling's going to go almost black. And then I'm going to hang lights. No? Okay. That got a no comment.
I
Got it.
nodded. That's
Oh,
why
I
we
didn't.
have video.
Well, I'm not really paying attention to the video, so.
Oh. Sorry, I'm doing not GitHub.
Work.
I'm doing Git merges at the same time, so.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'll leave you alone.
No, I mean, I'm just not gonna necessarily be 100% on the ball with everything. Plus, I was napping till like right before stream time.
Nice.
Usually, like when I have things on my calendar, they're also on my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, Thursdays, alarm was paused. So I napped through when I should have been getting up to get ready. And so I had to just log in and start doing stuff. And
was it a nice nap? Was it like,
I think it was a good nap.
that was a good one?
I don't even know because I was so like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be online,
Oh,
which was not good. And also, my brain is just like,
I don't know what that means.
it's not working.
Oh, was there a visual to that noise, that sound effect?
No, that's
Okay.
the noise my brain is doing instead of thinking. So like, it's taken me 10 minutes to look at my branch and get it synced to main, which is like a 0-minute task. But here we are. Also, the other thing I didn't do is grab my headset, which I think I can reach.
There is. Quick question: Can I put the ball returns physically in the level on my end and import them, or do we want to manually put them into an imported level? If that makes sense.
I think I should know the answer, but I think it's probably a Max question.
Okay.
Because he's been doing like almost all the art pipeline imports.
That's fine.
But I think it's kind of like we have a whole list of art fixes that are going to be coming in, right? So it might make sense to do. I mean, not necessarily today, but you know what I mean. It might make sense to batch them and bring them all in.
Okay.
But I don't even know. I don't know what the state of the.
That's fine. I'll put them.
Is.
I'll put them in the level, and then if we don't want them, like if it turns out what we want is, I won't import them. You know.
Okay. And maybe I should back up a step. Are you talking about in Blender or in Unity?
Yeah. No,
okay, yeah.
In Blender.
That's what I meant.
Well, so I can put them in Blender and then
Yeah.
import the whole level that has the ball returns basically as part of the imported FBX, or I can make room for them, but we add them in Unity.
You know
and I
what?
wasn't
I'm gonna say we're probably gonna add them in Unity
okay.
because I think we're gonna prefab them, right?
So why don't I put in? I can put in like a standby. Like I can even make it like a ridiculous color, so we know it's supposed
Like
to be.
it goes here.
Yeah, and then you can delete what's delete the.
Proxy
Yeah, thank you.
placeholder. I think though, if we've got a whole list of geo changes that are going in, it probably makes sense to batch them in general.
Yeah, okay.
No internet connection. What are you talking about? Silly nerd hat. How do I want to do this? I think I want to do this like this. Not like that. I hate being tethered with the Oculus. And
Were you a Ninja Turtles fan, and or still are?
kind of depends. There
Did
are
you?
like the cartoon, the
Yeah,
movie, the original black and white comics.
yeah, all of them.
I think I liked the. I used to read the comic in like middle school, and then I kind of grew up with the original movie. I don't know about the like some of the later cartoons and other IPs.
Mm.
What are you? You a Turtles
I
fan?
was. Well, I loved the cartoon, but that came out when I
Oh,
was like
really?
a kid, and then the movie was like this, crazy experience. Um, I remember it being like the first movie where like the lineup to buy tickets like went out of the theater. You know what I mean? Like the lineup went out the theater, out around the mall, out the door.
Wow. Hmm.
It was a wild experience.
Go
And
ninja,
someone
go
further up,
ninja, go! Go
yeah.
ninja, go ninja, go.
Oh, I thought it was the coolest thing. Awesome. They're real. You know,
For some reason, in my head the chronology was different. That the movie was before the cartoon.
no,
Huh.
no. The cartoon. Well, the first obviously was the comic, the
Yeah.
OG comic, and then they made the cartoon, which really kind of launched it not only into more mainstream popularity, but made it more kid friendly. Because in terms of demographic, the original comics were a bit more mature,
Yeah.
and then the cartoon was like this goofy for kids way of selling toys, which I bought a lot of, and
Excellent.
and then like then it got like the comics like with that went through like Image as the publisher were like got like super dark, like really mature. And then there was also
Huh.
Archie. I think Archie Comics got the rights for a bit and made a whole storyline. Anyway,
Who was the original publisher of the comics? Like back when they were like black and white.
I don't know if it was Image or I have some of the original ones.
It's Wade. Oh wait, there's not enough room for everyone in the stream. So I have to shrink these boxes. Hello.
Why's my camera not showing up?
Good question.
Oh, I know what.
Wow, there's a lot of slamming around going on over there.
There we go. It was right near my microphone.
Why were you asking about the turtles?
I don't know.
Did-
I
are
don't
they-
know.
Oh.
It just popped into my head. I was just thinking about Ninja Turtles. Is all.
That's
Can't
what
someone
does.
just think about Ninja Turtles?
Oh, I thought often it's like, hey, are you a fan of the Ninja Turtles? Because they're playing a concert in your area.
Well, they are playing a concert in your area. Would you go?
No.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Yeah, they got the original lineup back together. I think so.
No, I don't know. I was just thinking about seeing the Turtles in the theater, and it blowing my mind. You know.
You're thinking about going to see Dan to Dan in the theaters?
I didn't know that was a thing.
The thing, apparently. That's weird. Wade disappeared when he turned his camera on. There he is.
I had to refresh.
The new season is opening up, and for some reason, like the first 3 episodes are debuting in cinema.
Wait, your mic is so loud.
Yeah, let me turn it down.
I mean, his voice sounds like reasonable, but everything else sounds like it's right
Unreasonable?
next to the mic. Yeah. Oh, well, that's interesting.
What?
Because your voice level didn't change. Wonder what. Anyway. Your mic must have some built-in compression and noise reduction. I hypothesize. Do you guys watch Dun to Dun?
No.
No.
Is this one of the ones that you recommended?
I'm not sure if I recommend it, but I enjoy it. It's a weird one.
You just recently shared like a whole pile
Those are like things I'm watching because someone asked.
because we asked.
Ah.
I think we did.
I don't know
didn't
if I don't know if I recommend them, but I
No,
enjoy
well,
them.
somewhere we were asking about anime,
Yeah.
and you like, because we were talking about how because you didn't like you weren't a fan of like
Yeah.
Blue Eye Samurai or Arcane or
Yeah.
anything where like everyone you love dies.
Those one. I mean, they're great. Right? I watched them and they're really good. And I didn't finish them because they weren't for me. But I was looking. I definitely sent you Free Ren, and I definitely sent you Solo Leveling, and that's like, in a way, it's like, is that really what I sent them? Because it's those are literally like the top anime of last year, like at the awards shows. So it's like, nothing original there. Nothing. Anyway, apparently I like the popular stuff. At the Dan to Dan, I think was pretty popular too, but it's really on the weird end of things.
Okay.
Like not to give away any spoilers, but like just about episode 1, the male MC loses his balls. They're stolen by an entity. Shenanigans.
Right out of the
Yep.
gate.
That's maybe not episode 1, but it's mental.
Just a heads up, I will be mostly doing bookkeeping stuff. I'm here for some moral support and development if I finish my bookkeeping stuff early. I should have been done sooner, but it turns out that we're not taxing anybody during the months of Christmas or whatever it was. Kind of threw things off. And so I have my meeting on Saturday. My dad's here tomorrow, so it's going to be hard for me to do it then. Anyway, but
That's weird. How did that throw anything off?
well, because normally what I do is I enter all my entries into a spreadsheet that my bookkeeper gave me, and then but it's all divided up by like categories. So driving or sorry, gas, electric, not electric, like gas, business supplies, that kind of stuff, and
Yep.
it automatically calculates out the tax. But because we weren't charged tax those days, it should not be calculating out the taxes. So I have to create a separate spreadsheet without it. Otherwise, when I go to see my accountant, I'm going to be there for an extra 2 hours trying to sift through all this stuff. So I don't want to be there for an extra 2 hours if I can
Yep.
avoid it.
Yep.
I don't think it's actually going to take that long. I think I just make a separate spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Kill the.
I mean, I can't. There weren't that many things that we didn't get charged taxed on that would be like business related.
Yeah.
Okay. Session. User data.
Yeah.
Do you see Preach?
I do. Hi, Preach. Simon. Hold on one second.
Simon Kim.
Oh, one second. Hi.
That's not Simon. That's Preach.
Well, I see Simon.
This is Preach.
Oh, that's not Simon. What is that? There's Simon. Cat cams.
Oh.
Cat cams. All right, let's do this properly.
See this chunk?
Yep.
It's chewing. I see that
Look at
chunk.
this.
My mic is muted when I'm backstage. How do I
You
be
see,
backstage?
look at this two fat animals.
I want it to be cats only cam.
Here's a fat animal, and there's a fat animal. Fat animal, fat animal. There's a fat animal.
I think Simon's sick. I mean, Franche is sick.
How do you spell Franche?
Fronche is how I spell it. Franche.
I just want to
officially
be
spelled on like Franche's birth certificate.
Oh, it's Francois.
There's
Oh,
I call him Franche. Franche Preach.
Okay, you got to get down, and I'll be right back because I need something.
I assumed Franche was like Blanche and was like a girl cat name.
No. It's just a dumb way of saying French.
Franche is a boy this whole time.
Yeah.
My worldview is shattered. Okay, this is solo cat cam here. Hold on. Is he eating the headset?
Oh, it's gonna love that. Can you imagine if we have that on like
Wait,
recorded?
not that.
Like,
Your cat's chewing your.
we see might leave somewhere like just helplessly watching the cat eat the headset.
I mean, like I think the cat.
Simon, no!
Simon can eat the safety grips or the safety whatever.
Let's see.
Wait, is Simon
Wait.
damaging? Is Simon eating your headset?
Simon
Is
can
Simon eating
hear
your
us.
headset?
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Simon. Stop it.
It's a good thing we said something. Just go to the next one.
Oh, crying.
We watched you walk right past him as he was munching away.
I figured like it was the little safety strap thing and probably not that dangerous. feel like I should know where this script lives. I do not. Session. Hmm. Let's go.
The worst part about Simon is he will silently go and just start chewing things, and I have no idea where Franche at least is loud. But Simon's like a little ninja.
Hmm. Oh, game.
Simon, come here. Come here. Just come here.
All right.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Simon. He's so annoying. He's lying on my lap and then he reached for it and pushed my desk in my keyboard. Like he went,
He's doing the opposite of being helpful.
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to fire him.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I can tell when there's a lot of motorcycles that drive through here. I think people who ride motorcycles, it's like it's a nice spring summer day. They drive through this lovely flat rock. But I can tell from the noise who's an adult driving their motorcycle and who are kids being jackasses. Just by like the way they're like revving their bikes and like I'm like kids.
Land with the throttle.
It's so annoying.
Kids.
Awful. Skeets, as we call them here.
Sorry?
We call them skeets. That's a skeet. Skeeting around on his bike.
You're not very clear on your mic for
Yeah.
some reason, or I'm not
Okay.
receiving you very well.
You can
What's
hear
happening?
me?
I can.
Turning
You
you up.
can? I didn't do nothing. Nothing changed.
I don't know. It might have been my internet.
Nothing changed.
Something about seats?
Skeets.
Skeet. Skeet.
Skeets. Should I be concerned?
Yes. Should always be concerned about skeets. They're everyone's problem. When Wade and I were first coming up with the concept for the Trinity Loop as a video game, the idea was that we were running through the Trinity Loop being chased by skeets. If that gives you some kind of idea. Like when you first
It all
cigarette.
makes sense now.
Wait, were you a fan of the Administrators? Because
Uh,
this is a concert in your area.
I was a fan of the Ninja Turtles. Is there actually a concert
No,
in the
I
area?
thought it was a callback to a joke that my friend's name Andrew said, but Andrew did not seem to register, so the humor was lost completely.
It was like, Andrew, are you a Ninja Turtle fan? And like we had a discussion about Ninja Turtle fandom and history. And then I was like, why do you ask? It was like, no reason. It's because usually if someone's like, are you a Ninja Turtle fan? It's like, because, oh, did you know they're playing a concert in their area? Or there's like something is happening with Ninja Turtles, right? Anyway.
That's it.
There's
no
Turtle
Turtle
concert.
And that was certainly an example.
Okay, so
yep.
I did hear that conversation.
Okay.
Oh.
And I thought
Still not funny.
I thought you were like adding to it. So I was like,
no. This was also a great example of how a joke's not funny if you have to explain it.
Or if like
just explain the shit out of
if
it.
you nap too close to meeting time.
Yeah. That too.
Let me tell you how funny this joke was.
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh.
Wait, did you see the movie? Like, the reason why I brought it up is because I was having memories of, it just popped into my head of like, what an epic experience the first movie was as a theater experience when I was a kid.
I never saw it.
Really? You've never seen the Ninja Turtle movie?
Oh, the movie, yes. I'm talking about this concert you're talking about.
There's no concert.
I mean, did they not?
Yeah, I was gonna say there was actually, as soon as I said that, they did go on there was a Turtles tour.
No way.
Let me pull it up.
Okay, wait. Wait, your mic is not near your mouth. Are you using your headphone?
Yeah.
Your headset microphone? Oh. No, it's just I just like, if I do that with my headset mics, then it's like I get terrible signal to noise ratio and stuff like that. Okay. Yours just doesn't care?
No, mine doesn't care.
Oh, right on.
So the concert was called Out of Their Shells, and it was a 1990 tour.
1994?
No, it was 1990. And they looked hideous. And one of them played, Donatello played the guitar. And Michelangelo played the saxophone, Cowabunga.
Dang.
And they sang about friendship.
How about friendship?
Those things must have been so hot, those turtle costumes.
Oh, in general, yes.
Oh, like having to wear one of those. Apparently, during the movie, they had to like a scuba, like they had to give them, like, feed them oxygen through the turtle costumes. It's like, I seem to remember being like, it was like 4 little Indonesian guys who were like really good at martial arts, like wore the turtle suits.
What did I think?
I'm gonna ask Max the same question when he comes in. You a Turtles fan?
Yeah. Just like,
no reason.
Before you join, go watch the beginning of the stream.
There's a concert in your area.
Why do I forget where everything lives?
Who's listening to the Ninja Turtles?
I'm listening to Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, let's try the Ninja Turtles. Or is that the Foo Fighters doing a cover of the Ninja Turtles?
It was the Foo Turtles. Teenage Mutant Foo Turtles. Teenage Mutant Foo Turtles. Teenage Mutant Foo Turtles.
He was in a half shell.
Let's see.
I'm trying to decide what your audio is doing. Wait.
My
Yeah,
audio?
it's like, I don't know if it's like when you move your then speaker decides like, oh, he's doing something, I'll pick it up, because then your music gets really loud. I don't know if Andrew, you're hearing that. It's like, yeah, I hear nothing, and then suddenly like I hear.
No, I think it's like probably it hears a volume change, and then I'm going to change my headphone over to my regular headphones. I have no idea what's going on, but I don't think I have control over it. So I think it's best if I just let's see here.
All these products now introduce like noise reduction in the product.
Hello, can you hear me?
God.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, I know what you're talking
This
about.
was like you're yelling into your microphone like all the time.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like even the settings for Restream have noise suppression and echo cancellation flags
Oh yeah. And
and auto gain control. And it's like, and probably your mic has that, and probably Windows is doing that. And you know what I mean? Like everyone's deciding like processing your audio,
yeah,
deciding whether something is music or noise or chat we want, fading out the cats as they do.
as they do.
All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's Max. Supposedly. There he is. Max has looked better, if I'm honest.
There we go. All right, I fixed what I was trying to do.
Sorry, I'm trying to get everything set up. My mic and camera are weird. So one moment, it should be up.
Do-do-do.
All right.
There we are. Okay.
All right.
Be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
But
Gonna turn some other lights on in my room.
what? Oh,
Okay. Just checking in. What are y'all working on currently?
Working on taxes. Jillian is working on Geo, and I think has all return positions ready to import, and might want to chat with you about that. I think those are going to end up being prefabs though, so those might be placeholders. Anyway, I'm working on player number synchronization stuff. Try not to break too much. Just thinking through how to merge the server data with the local data as we switch between normcore rooms.
Good. I will probably, let's see. I have that list that I dropped in chat after our last session. I'll probably go through and card that out if there's not cards for it already.
That's in the Trello, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's in Discord, right?
Yeah. Just in the QMD
Let me take a
team
look at
leads.
it to see if it duplicates. Oh, it's just in chat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it is. I'm gonna drop it in the QA thread.
Cool. Perfect.
And I'm also gonna scrub it to see if there's overlap with stuff I'm pulling from the video. QA.
So,
I'm crossing out stuff that I've like entered,
okay.
but I'll get that in just a second.
I see an old bug that says pop-ups don't fade out. That's fixed. Should be working, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll drop it in testing just so you see.
Where do you see it? Where do you see it?
In Trello in the bugs column.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a duplicate. I think you could just safely
Just
archive it.
remove it. Got it.
Because in the done column, if you're looking at current sprint, in the done column, we have that confirmed in 677.
Yep. Okay. I see it. I will just remove this one then. To do that, you have to mark it as complete to be able to archive it, right?
No, I think you just archive.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
Oh, I think, yeah, look into why bowling feels wrong in Spooky 1.25 would be near the top of my list. think I had this. It might not, that might not be carded, but it's in my list of things to card. Okay, I think that's it.
Cool. Do you want me to go ahead and just kind of card these out now while I'm at it?
You could, or we could do like the same thing we did with my list, which is like have a pre-triage and prioritize them. Because like I didn't put in my 9s. Like I will, but they, in terms of like the order in which they need to go in. I mean, I guess there aren't that many of them. I might as well card them, I guess. But yeah, throw them in triage so that we can decide on the pry.
Even if they're bugs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, until we know how important it is, like, I feel like they should live there.
To do than I thought. Hi.
For some reason, I don't see, like there's a bunch of tags on Trello, or labels, I guess, but there's not a label for audio. Is that intentional, or should I add one?
Used to be.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I don't see anything now. Okay.
There is an audio label. Sometimes you need to show all.
Oh, show more labels. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me remove this one then. Delete. Jumped the gun and added one. There we go. Audio. Thank you.
No worries. Do-do.
My microphone was up and you probably didn't hear me. I said I have about 1 month left to do, and then I can hop over. It's going pretty fast.
Right
All
on.
good. Cool. I carted those out. So I will go ahead and hop over and look into why bowling and spooky is feeling wrong. A conundrum indeed.
If you do that, I can probably do the performance, like not the bowling part, but the choppiness.
Yeah, for sure.
Julian, how's your Siemens brew? I think you're muted.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not as
It's a little
good.
salty.
No, it's not as good as the other one by these guys that I know I really like. But it's kind of a little bit, a little too hoppy for me maybe. But it's very good. It's okay. You know how it is.
Did you get my
I did.
my salty?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, just make
Yeah,
sure.
no, I totally.
Just making sure.
Be a tragedy if that went over our heads.
Yeah. I'd be really wondering.
And Jillian, you said you were placing the ball returns in Spooky in the right places, right?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is put them. Now I can do that. I can also make them a ridiculous color so that you just know that that's the location and that delete them and replace them with the actual model if you
Yeah,
want.
that's fair. Um, yeah, because it might be easier to make like a prefab of the ball return and then like
Yeah.
put them everywhere. So yeah, either the different colors or whatever's easiest for you, even if it's just taking a bunch of screenshots of like, put it here.
No, I'll put it literally in the model, which is easier for me. Well, I sort of have to do that. Yeah, and I'll just make it like blue or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
You'll know.
In that case, I will go ahead and delete them from the level currently and make it a prefab so that way I can drag them around when the time comes.
Thank you. It's May the 6th.
The 5th. It's starting to get very weathery outside. I have to go close some windows and stuff. I will be right back.
It's better now.
Good luck.
Jillian, it looks like I managed to download some more common side effect videos.
Oh, good.
I'm still stuck at episodes 1, 7, and 10, so I don't have them all yet. It's a waiting game.
Cool. I look forward to watching.
You know who's in it?
Mike Judge.
What's
Mike
that?
Judge is in it.
Mike who?
Mike Judge.
Is he? Oh yeah. But also, the boyfriend from Superstore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, does anybody like Ministry?
Some ministry.
For
Yeah.
me? Yeah.
It's been a while, but
yeah.
If you go on,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have Apple Music, but anyway, they have a new album out, newish, 2024, called The Squirrely Years Revisited, and it has remixes of all their like original. You know how they sounded kind of different in the first album, almost
yeah,
poppy.
yeah.
They redid those songs so that they sound kind of like the newer, like
Oh,
the current Ministry that you know.
yeah, the kind of classic in that way.
Yeah, and Every Day Is Halloween is really good,
Yeah, I'll have to get up to listen to.
which I never was a big fan of Every Day Is Halloween, the original. No, but this version of it, I really like.
Early Days Revisited?
It's called Squirrely Years Revisited.
Squirrely Years Revisited.
I like the idea because I don't know the song. I like
Hmm.
that, like when you're like, I don't like the original and they had a different sound. That Every Day is Halloween was written like a children's song before they found their sound,
Yeah,
and so their original album is like a Laffy album.
yeah. I mean, the original, a lot of people love that song.
Max, I realized how you're doing with the ball return. I've noticed there was some flip normals, so I'm really exploring the spooky ball return.
Sorry, say that one more
I
time.
just realized that the spooky ball return had some flipped normals, so I just
Okay.
flipped them, and I'm about to re-export that FBX. So whatever work I've been doing with it, you're going to need this new one,
Got it.
which you will have
Could that have affected
momentarily.
the collisions, Max?
No, I figured out what was wrong. I've done this a few times now and it's easy to forget, but like the ball return comes in as ball return spooky, and then it has like 4 different sub objects, like the little lamp and the rib cage thing and the housing. Each of those are like separate. I just like really quick clicked the parent object and tried to attach the mesh, but that's not actually, it doesn't have a mesh on it.
Oh,
So I
okay.
had to go into the children and
makes
apply
sense.
the mesh to each of the children separately.
Yeah, the parent's just a container.
Cat
Catkin! Catkin!
Is that Je m'appelle syrup?
Maple. The princess.
Je m'appelle syrup.
The princess. Can you squeak for me? Do a squeak. Do a squeak.
Someone at the Run Club has a dog named Maple, and I always want to say Tu m'appelles Maple or Tu m'appelles syrup.
Our sticky girl, I guess.
Jen, can you imagine my accent? Oh, sorry. I forgot I was not muted.
He doesn't mute himself. He's like, you believe these morons, these nerds.
Last night, my sister came over to visit my dad and me and Jen and my nieces, and so I was just like, I was gonna make dinner, and then I decided, screw it, I'm just gonna order Chinese. And so I ordered it, and it came out to like whatever, $130, which is, I mean, it was for 6 people, so it's fine. But then I was like messing around with Uber Eats, and I looked at my screen, and I just saw like the Uber Eats notification come up. I'm like, oh no, please tell me I didn't just order, like, do a reorder of all that Chinese food from last night again today, and I still have leftovers from the day before. Anyway.
Oh
but
yeah.
anticlimactic, spoiler alert, I didn't.
I guess that's good.
Let's see here. So I need.
Okay. That should be the updated ball return. Perfect.
Yeah. Just gonna-
Andrew, another good song off that is called Revenge.
Huh.
Again, I'm probably singing all these songs. You're like, oh yeah, I know that song. I don't know like half these songs because I wasn't a big fan of the original.
Before like the New World Order
Yeah.
days, I had no awareness of them, and then that got me into Thebes. But yeah, before that, it was like not my scene,
Yeah.
right? The early sort of
It was almost
industrial.
like the early stuff was almost like disco ish.
It was early electronic, right? Um, like it was important to that scene, I guess, but it wasn't stuff that I was
Yeah.
listening to for sure.
I saw them in concert when I went to go see Slayer, and they were like, maybe I already said this before, but that was like one of my favorite bands that I've seen live was Ministry, more than Slayer, because
Interesting.
they just sounded so much like Ministry. And you know who else was really good in that concert was Primus, and I'm not a big Primus fan.
Ooh.
Jen
Was
is.
this
Was
Lollapalooza?
that?
Was this a
No, this
Lollapalooza?
was just Slayer's final show in Vegas.
Oh,
Second,
okay.
penultimate show. I think it was the penultimate. Um, in Vegas, and it was Slayer, Primus, Ministry, someone else. Well, anyway, it was a awesome lineup.
Did you ever listen to Perfect Circle?
Mm, oh, didn't you tell me about them? I listened to
Yeah,
them
it's
a
like
bit of them, yeah.
Maynard and like Melissa Auftemauer and like some other people. Speaking of Primus, they're coming to town with Primus
Oh, really?
this summer. Yeah,
I'd go see them again. They were really good.
yeah. I'm not that into Primus, but I liked Perfect Circle, the first couple albums anyway, right?
Yeah.
They've been doing stuff ever since. I thought it was just sort of like a side project, limited time side project.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself just because the dog's going nuts. 1 second.
Right. Did you drop on purpose, or we lost you for a sec?
You
Who?
talking to me?
Snoot dropped from the stream for a
Oh.
second. I wasn't sure if that was
No,
on purpose or if it just a weird.
no. Can you hear me? Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't know. I wasn't aware that it was a drop.
Interesting. Suddenly it was like Snoot has joined.
Okay. Give me one sec. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
All right, that's it for the documents.
Yay.
in Midland next weekend they have a butter tart festival?
Told you that. Dave?
Yes, it is.
Well, it was something about a butter tart festival.
In Midland. So apparently the Butter Tart Festival is in Midland next weekend, and I might be in the area because I'm going to be diving for that chorus.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
might
you're
make
gonna go give yourself a diabetic coma?
I think I might
Mm.
for sugar before I dive.
Power up on butter tarts before you go down.
Andrew, I'm currently working on the turn indicator on the head. Is that? No, I'm talking to the developers. No worries. Is there because that's the one that's in the current queue. Is that cool or?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Well, I was gonna make a little sphere just kind of bob up and down above the head. For now, and I think I mean that can be changed to whatever we want it to be afterwards, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
Or should I try and make the spooky level just perform better right now? Maybe that's a higher priority.
Either.
Should we maybe just change the color of the current player background for the one whose current turn it is?
I was thinking something like that. Just like
Yeah, I'd make it easy.
go out of canvas, throw it to green.
Yeah, because that would be easier for now. Like we really just want an indicator. Who cares what it looks like?
Mhm.
Or sure, polish would be nice, but like we've got other things we got to get out the door.
As you said, you could hook it up to anything,
Yeah.
right? Once you have the event associated with the pop-up.
Well, the event I was actually gonna do, I was gonna tie into like, it's my event, my turn. And it's like it's now your turn. I was
Mhm.
just gonna listen to that and just change
Yeah.
the color.
Yep. The only thing is when it's someone else's turn, you want to turn it off,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that under camera offset?
Um, the like for which object?
For the thing at the top that says whose player
Oh,
what you're
above your
playing for.
head.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that's under the avatar, which let me see if I can find where that's located.
Yeah, it's in the human.
XR model human. So that should be under prefabs. So prefabs, player controllers, norm core models, resources.
And it's just the human one that I'm care about.
XR model human. That should be the base one. And if you open that,
I see a bunch of
float
scripts.
text is under the head.
Oh, I open up the prefab. There we go. Okay, got it.
Got
Sweet.
it? Cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I was struggling to find that a bit ago too.
I find that so hard to find anything, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe we need like a restructuring.
I think it's just kind of the nature of Unity and the fact that we're out of it for like 3 to 7 days.
Yeah.
Like I come back in, where did I leave everything?
Simon. Floating text. Oh. Oh, are we not doing the Wade branch name kind of thing?
You can do whatever you want. I don't know what happened to my one branch.
Okay.
I don't. It just hated me for some reason. But
Do you think it was related to that or no? I just don't want to like mess up.
I don't know. Like because I was able to, like, I created a branch with a slash in it, and then I had issues syncing to the server,
Right.
right? But I've also pulled your branches with slashes in them, and
No issues.
no issues. So, it might be unrelated. Yeah, do whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. I mean, I'll just call it Wade Dash for now. We can do a test later to see if there was something else, but I don't think it's important. I don't like the name that I gave this one. I guess it's a pull request. I called it. The pull request was called fixed pop-ups, but I fixed the pop-ups in the previous one called updated message pop-ups. Anyway,
Most importantly, cat cam,
Hmm.
cat cam, cat cam, cat cam.
It's currently just a tail.
Tail cam, tail cam,
Like a xenomorph tail.
tail cam.
All right, let's see here.
Oh man, I just realized there's on the bowling ball there's two scripts. There's bowling ball delivery and XR grab custom throw. And they both seem to be doing like not the same thing, but like similar things in similar functions, just in two separate scripts, which is interesting.
Probably merged grabs from different grab prototypes at some point in their history.
Yeah. Well, it's like, for example, XR grab custom throw is like on select exited. So like once you let go of the ball, that's what actually like applies the velocity and throws the ball correctly. But then in bowling ball delivery, we have the exact same thing on select exited that is managing when the ball stops to determine when to change score and such. So they're doing different things, but they're both in the same like on select exited functions.
I think that's right. One of them is like on that condition we need to do physics stuff,
Yeah, so
and the other one
bowling
is
ball
and the other one's paying
delivery
attention to
isn't
rules.
actually like the throw. It's nothing physics related.
It's rules
Yeah.
related, right?
Even though those rely on when you're picking up and letting go of the ball, whereas the grab custom throw is dealing with the picking up, throwing, and the velocity side of it, but that's all it does. It doesn't care about anything score related. Okay. Cool.
It's an interesting one. Like later on, we might want to like for performance, especially in the physics hook, we might want to merge some functions. But I think for now, I think separation of concerns is kind of our friend. Like here's an object that is like listening for score related activities, or like or game related activities, and here's one that is, I don't know. I mean, there probably is overhead, right, to managing these different objects and
Yeah.
additional loop hooks.
but it's to some extent it's maybe one of those like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like until there's an explicit reason why they shouldn't be in separate ones, don't stress
Yeah.
about it. Okay.
Yeah, especially if it's not like a physics loop thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
What's
and looking at it, I think I will say I'm not 100% sure exactly why it's like the ball physics are weird in spooky but not Western. But my thought is XR grab custom throw, like the throwing script, looked like it wasn't doing it on fixed update, which is like the physics updates, but it was doing it on a different update. So that would make the physics reliant upon frame rate.
That makes
And
a lot
that
of
could be
sense.
why at the beginning of Spooky, we were having so many issues because the frame rate was so low.
Yeah, we jump in right away. We have half the frame rate, and the physics seems sluggish. That makes a ton of sense.
So I switched it to fixed update, and then I also added like a very small thing that resets the velocity estimator when you pick up the ball. So that just means like if you were to pick up the ball and let go like really fast, it's not going to track that velocity of it moving to your hand, and then when you let go, it like launching. It's going to realize that okay, you picked up the ball, we DQ'd all
It
of the
teleported.
velocities, and then restarted it. So
Mm.
you're assuming that like yeah. So hopefully that will work. I think the best way to test it is going to be just like get into the level and try it, but
Yeah,
I don't have my Quest 2 here like easily accessible, so
I'm subscribing to server player turn change, right? And then in that, I'm going to check if it's my turn. Okay.
yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
and then so like if it is your turn, change it to green. If it's not your turn, change it
Yeah.
back to white or default, whatever that is.
it's like a gray, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Dark gray. Art person, what color is it?
Give me the hex code, quick.
Crispy charcoal.
Crispy charcoal.
And transform is the actual object. If is current
Kind of.
if multiplayer game state instance current player number.
What do you mean transform is the actual object?
Well, it's the name of that's the canvas that's holding the text, because that's where I'm actually setting the text as well.
So transform usually just means
It's
like
the
position and
location
orientation.
data.
So you probably
Oh,
want to be
right.
looking for. There's a script like the player settings script
Hmm.
goes and finds
Is it TMP
the
text?
text.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
TextMesh
it's
Pro.
so I've used get component in children.
Yeah, I think TMP text is the component, like the actual text component.
So there's float text, which has.
That's what I'm currently putting this in.
So it has a
Yeah, the background. So if you go to
has a
background,
background child.
the image on the background,
Yeah,
I think that color,
that has a color. Yeah.
that is one of the things you could change. You could change the actual like text color itself, like the font color,
Mhm.
under TMP text, I believe.
That's probably going to
Um,
cause issues though with in terms of contrast. So I'd probably have to change
Yeah,
if I was
yeah.
going to do one. I'd have to change both. So the background color, is that of TMP text or is that of?
No, that is
Where are you
the
looking?
yeah on
I'm
background
just repeating what
there.
he's saying. I don't see a background color at the moment.
So
So
do you see in the model human? Do you see the float text game object, and it has a child that is the background game object?
Yes. So I see float text, and I was applying to the float text script that's attached to that.
yeah, so the child under float text, the object name is background.
Yeah, I
That's
see that.
like the canvas that the text is sitting on.
Should I attach a script to that, and then I would just say,
You can either attach it to that specifically, or within the one that you're in now, just reference
that
that.
child.
So I think you would do like get components in children. Oh, I don't remember exactly what it is, but you're looking for that. What he's
I
there
think it's image.
Okay.
I just don't know if that's the exact like code phrasing for that.
Okay.
Then you can do what Max did, which is like create a variable for it.
Yeah, because it should always be in the same location relative to the script that you have.
Oh yeah, it is image. Yep.
Yeah, image, and then the color property. So
Actually,
when you have that image component, it would be like image dot
Oh,
color.
I might be wrong. Oh, we'll see. We shall see.
I can't go for too much longer just because my dad's here visiting.
No worries. Got a goodly session in.
Update.
Yeah.
Let's see how much longer my battery lasts too. I've basically not had the headset on yet. Poking very slowly at
Wait,
this
in the
code.
QMD team leads chat, I dropped.
Yeah.
I would think of it more like pseudocode than actual code, but in the middle there you've got yeah, it would be image dot color.
Does Max sound like a robot to everybody else?
Yeah, Max sounds like a bit of a robot, but I can.
Oh no.
It sounds a little bit like it's buffering and it's speeding up the text.
I think I need to get
Image color
new
changer.
headphones, likely.
Oh, okay.
I suspect
That's zero.
the audio mixing being online is
Could be.
part of it.
Maybe this helps. I'll try switching a couple of headphones and see. Communications? As opposed to microphone? Maybe that will change it. Switch to high resolution audio.
Doesn't sound as bad. Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. So I've got some. Yeah. Let's see here. What is the how do I set a hex color? Let me see. Color dot. Oh. Oh, RGB from I can do also do it from RGB. RGB.
Yeah. I was just about to say RGB seems to be the easiest. Looks like there's like a
New
color
color.
utility class that you might be able to
Yeah, I see
get.
here.
But if you can manage with RGB, that's probably easier.
I got it here. I just need the RGB actual color. Red is 154, is the gray.
Oh, it's easy enough. Just out of curiosity, what's the hex code on that?
On 154, it is
Yeah.
9A, 9A, 9A.
9A.
You can't just do that in your head, Max.
I'm rusty on my RGB to
RGB.
hex conversions. Yeah.
I am kidding. Base 16. Who can't count in base 16?
God, there was a point in time when if you had given me like 30
Right?
seconds, I might have been able to do it, but ooh.
Those days are gone.
What's my player number? Where do I get that from again? There we go. RT session players. My session. There we go. Equals.
Oh, also, just so you know, Wade, I put a variable on the bowling ball outline script
Mm-hmm.
that just says like is active, and that
Okay.
there's like a very easy to check mark box to toggle that on and off, as opposed to having to turn the script on and off.
Okay, cool. Does that apply to me right now?
I added it a while ago, so if you pulled main anytime in the last
I did
week
today.
or two, you should have it. So
Remember this: 221-193-30. 221-193-30.
Nice.
All right. I'm just going to do a quick check. It should change as soon as I go into the game. And anybody inheriting from XR model human should get this change, I'm assuming, correct?
Should. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. Hopefully I've got battery power, otherwise I'm not giving it a shot. One second.
We never saw Wade again.
Yeah, I dropped my controller.
Uh,
I'm about to test the change I made. Okay, so let's see here. Hello?
hello.
No go, but would current player number change? Would that ever fire if you are going in alone?
Right. No, if you don't join a multiplayer session, then it doesn't start a game.
I did join a multiplayer
So it's
session.
not.
Am I
and then you
And-
started doing
and
deliveries.
my thing showed up above my head, but I don't know if technically
like-
my
Check the wristwatch.
If you were player
See if
one
you're.
and then your turn ended and it went back to player one, is that triggering player change still?
Interesting.
anyway,
Yeah.
it didn't change color, so that was my main question. Oh, but I didn't
Yeah.
actually check if any error messages were popping up. Let me check that again. All right, hold on. It definitely changed because when I first showed up, I could see it was yellow, and then it changed it to gray. So I probably just have like some sort of, I probably just have the script reversed. Oh, that is it. Hold on. All right, doesn't get. Hello.
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 So it is working.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just not working perfectly right now. It's definitely
What?
seeing it and it's
Wait.
changing the color.
First pass isn't working perfectly.
If
Offensive.
current number is equal to my player number, if M image is not null, do this anyway. All right, I guys, I gotta sign off. I feel kind of guilty that I'm not hanging out with my dad.
Oh.
But
It's all good.
Right. Yeah. Sounds close.
yeah, I honestly,
I mean,
I
it
think
sounds like it's doing a thing already, which is cool.
yeah, I think if I give it like another 20 minutes, I'll get it going. So I'll mess around with it over the weekend and get it finished.
Cool. Yeah, have fun with
Alright.
your dad.
Thanks. Thanks
Enjoy.
everyone. Bye.
See ya.
Yes, you.
Do you remember there's a commercial for, I hate that I have to say this because it kind of speaks to the efficiency of the marketing, but I remember it. But it was Robitussin at this ad campaign like years ago where this little girl was like, Mommy, when someone sneezes, you say bless you, or I guess it was good sometimes or whatever. What do you say when someone coughs? She goes, Robitussin. And at the end, someone coughs, and she goes, Robitussin. So,
Best
so
ad
since you're
ever.
just like, bless you because I coughed, I'm just like, that's not what you say. You say,
Your audio for me is
That's right.
rough, and I don't think it's your mic. I think it's the interwebs
it's
maybe.
too
Max, do you hear Jillian okay, or is she super crunchy?
Yeah, a little crunchy.
crunchy. Ooh.
Yeah, so your coughs sound like sneeze
Oh.
on the internet. You can watch the replay
I
later
don't
on.
know we're doing that. I'm sure I believe it.
I'll make a highlight. I'll make a Twitch highlight. Okay, so if I am pushing my existing local player number to server, then I am no, that's not what I'm working on. I'm working on this. Push my session players to server. Yeah, that works now. Okay. Yeah, because I have a local player. I have a server player. No, I have a local player, and I don't have a server player using that number. So I add me. Yes.
weird.
What happened now, Max?
I was having some weird issues with the dust trail where just every once in a while it just doesn't show up. And I was trying to kind of like debug why that was happening. And I'm trying to find the debug log where it says there we go, the ball has been released. I was thinking maybe it was playing, but just the size was playing as like 0. So even though it was playing the effect, you just couldn't see it because it was infinitely small. So I said, just give me in the debug log, the dust trail dot start size and the dust trail dot rate over time. And the text it gave me was particle system plus min-max curve. That's not a number. Maybe that's why. I don't know. It's just odd. Do I have to do dot toString?
I have to go grab food before my eating time is up for the day. Be right back. My headset's gonna run out of batteries before I get to test this. There's been too much thinking and coding, not enough testing today. I'll be back shortly with cereal. Robitussin.
Go.
Interesting.
All right, I'm gonna call it quits too. Did anyone hear that? Just a minute.
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't hear anything.
Oh, I just said I'm gonna sign off too.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Oh,
I'll let Andrew
Yes,
know
sir.
whenever he's back. Oh, he's
Okay.
there. Okay.
I'm all muted and stuff.
Okay.
I'm just about out of batteries myself, so I am gonna keep typing some code, but I won't be able to test it tonight, which kind of sucks. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, we'll hopefully see people at Scrum tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna need a build, but who knows, Max?
Okay.
See what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Just let me know. Otherwise, yeah, have a good night.
Okay. You too.
Talk to you later.
Oh wait, you're still here. Good night, Snoot.
Yeah, I've got a little bit longer. I'm deep in testing why this isn't working, and it is driving me crazy.
Sounds like you're developing for multiplayer Unity VR.
Sure sounds like it, right?
Maybe you can fix my code. I don't spend enough time in C#. I created this constructor so that I can initialize my session player model from a session player. And this is a partial class that real-time model probably has like a base constructor. Do you know if I'm doing this override, how I would invoke like the base constructor?
Ooh. That's a great question. I definitely knew it.
Oh, I just had an idea.
Know it off the top of my head.
This did not work. All right, I will Google it. Or chat. Does anyone in chat know?
Chat, please help.
Chat, fix my code. This did not work. I don't know if you saw what I did.
This equals new.
in my
Could you do
copy
new
constructor.
real-time session player model instead of just new?
This whole cannot assign to this because it is read only. Is
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem. I wonder if I do this dot new though. Yeah. I know that. I mean, base. Yeah. Call base constructor for partial class. You can't have more than one method, including constructors with the same name and signature per class. Let's see what the base constructor does. Yeah, it does do stuff. It sets name property, client ID property. Oh, well, it's just doing its initialization. Hmm. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have a copy instructor. Oh well. I will try it and see what it does. That no longer fails catastrophically, which is good. I guess. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, my battery's at 0%. See if it at least works for player 1 in keyboard mode. Here we go, Max.
Let's
It's happening.
see.
There are a bunch of cases to test. First player in, second player in, player joins room in different order. 2 players go to spooky, 2 players go to city, and then they all return to the lobby. Guess I should be looking at the console for all the action. All right. All right, here we go. Okay. Good news is the game did not crash.
It's a good sign. Always nice.
Battery 0%. Darn it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, so waiting for real time to connect. Did connect. Connected to lobby. Put in my existing local player number to server. Error number 0. Boo. Also, what is this?
Oh man, I'll see if you happen to know the answer before I go digging. I'm using math.lerp to like
Uh-huh.
get so I'm trying to edit the size of the dust trail to better match the velocity. So when it rolls slow, it's small and doesn't emit much, but faster is bigger and emits more. And if I do a direct lerp between, essentially 0, like a velocity of 0, and a velocity of currently, which is 10, but the fastest you can throw it because it's capped, that would work if your average throws range between 0 and 10. But let's say if 90% of your throws always end up at like 2 on the velocity scale, you're really not getting a very large difference between slow rolling and fast rolling because you never reach that fast end because the ball is never really going that fast. I'm curious if there is essentially a version of lerp that would allow you to say like treat values lower on the scale higher. I don't really know how to say
I
that, but like
think,
if you constantly are
yeah.
rolling at like a velocity of 2, you're never approaching that higher end, even though it's possible. But I don't want to clamp the scale to be from 0 to 2, because what happens if you throw like a 4? Does it just clamp to that 2, like the high end? And
Yeah, I think it's just a big throw, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so you want variation in the low end. So
Yeah, higher variation in the low end than you would in the high end. The difference between 8 and 10, you're probably not going to notice much change, but the difference between 1 and 2, I want it to be more noticeable. And I'm pretty sure lerp is like an even, like exactly where it falls is where it falls.
so what you can do is um um you could, don't quote me on
Yeah.
this. I'm sure there are curved lerps, right? But you could take your speed, um like take your value and your clamp, right? And normalize it and then square root it and then put it in your lump, in your lerp. I assume Unity has a quick square root that's
Yeah.
like efficient, right?
I think it's math dot square root or something equivalent.
I don't know how efficient it is, right? Whether it has a quick one,
That's
but
fair.
quick approximate one.
Yeah. That's just interesting because I'm noticing it tends to look the same all the time. And that's
Yeah.
because even when you're throwing what feels like pretty hard, you're never approaching the high end clamped version of what the velocity could be, because it's not likely that you're throwing that hard. And I don't know if it's better to just
You know,
lower that high end cap and just be like, oh, realistically, you're never going to hit 10. You'll probably only ever hit 5. So let's just say 5. And if it goes above, just treat it as if it were 5.
yeah, I mean, it seems like it depends. Like, how much variation do you want to have in the dust trails between 5 and 10, right?
Yeah, and that's true.
If it's none, then just clamp it at
Yeah,
5, and that's probably
yeah. The other thing would be to raise the range of the variables I'm changing. So like the size of the particles. Right now it's between 0.1 and 0.4. I could raise that to 0.1 to like 0.9 and like double that range. So even if I'm not changing the clamping of the velocity, I'm at least making it more impactful on that scale. So maybe if you do throw a 10, like it launches out of a cannon or something, or you teleport launch it or something, you're going to see like super big dust trails. But I guess that makes sense for something that's moving extra fast.
Yeah, I would play with like it sounds like you've got a number that in your head that probably makes sense, and you're not seeing variations, a lot of variations in
Yeah.
the regular throws. I would try it throwing through the square root thing and see if that makes sense.
So,
Because you know what I'm talking about, right? Like if you take a percent from 0 to 1
mhm.
and you square root it, you still have a value from 0 to 1, but the curve is, it goes up really quickly, and then it's like a logarithmic curve
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
but
Because
it's
point,
but it's like
because what is that?
the simple hacky version of it.
Lower values are bigger, whereas bigger values are
Yeah,
slightly
like this,
bigger.
the square root of 0.5 is like 0.7, right?
Yeah,
Or 0.71. I can't remember
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is, but it ends up looking like a logarithmic curve. And if back in the day, we had like a quick square root macro that would just do some binary stuff. Like it was super efficient, and it was pretty approximately good if you were just using it to like get a curve between 0 and 1.
Okay, so I'm grabbing the normalized velocity between 0 and 10, and
Yeah,
then square rooting that, and then basing all of
yeah.
my calculations based off of that new variable.
And then you're doing a lerp from 0 to 1, right?
Uh, Wait, should I be doing the
Using
lerp on the velocity from 0 to 10 and then square rooting that answer?
so
Or
um
should I just...
so basically basically we're the lerp is doing an interpolation, right? Instead of going from 0 to 10, we're going to lerp from 0 to 1. So that's why you normalize the velocity.
Oh, so I need to
And
normalize
then
the... I was normalizing the velocity by doing a lerp. Or I guess technically an inverse lerp, which I guess...
oh yeah, well if the lerp is doing it anyway, um if you're getting a normalized scalar from 0 to
Yeah.
1, yeah, just throw your square root on
Okay,
that
cool.
and see what it looks
Yeah,
like.
because
Yeah.
I'm...
Yeah, I was sorry. I was
No, we're saying the same thing.
I
We're
thought you
just
were
like...
yeah. You're getting your scalars, right? And
Yeah.
I thought you were applying yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me...
Yeah, so you're gonna get a scalar out. Just square root it, and it'll be more aggressive at the lower numbers and start tapering off about halfway.
Cool. The other thing that I will do, I'm not sure if I'll get much time to do it today, but um, is pull out all these values I have for like the range of size, the range of um, emission, and the range of that velocity from like 0 to 10, throw them all into editor variables, and that makes it very easy to change. So do like 4 or
Yeah.
5 throws, and then go edit those editor variables, double them, see what happens. And if you get some extreme like dust trails that are the size of the scene, too much, you know. Um, so, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll give that one try, but I am also kind of running out of steam, and I think my partner needs some help with some chore stuff here coming up soon. So, go one more test and see how it looks. If you'd like to see, I can share my screen.
Yeah, let's do it. My screen is like it was just all code all day and then one test and no action. Here we go.
I think this will be it. Also, I have this dumb restore up in the middle of my screen, and it just won't go away. So you'll just have to bear with that. Yeah, so when it goes slow, you can like barely see the trail, but as you throw it, like it looks bigger, and that's already bigger than. Oh. Yeah, so that might be slightly too large, but that's just a matter of changing those kind of editor details. But otherwise, like, it works if you're throwing it hard versus soft.
Did you throw in the square root already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's a lot better. So, yeah, I'd show you what it looked like before, but
That's okay.
it's
That's
just
okay.
this, but
I was
less
gonna say,
variation.
like, from what you were showing me, it's like, yeah, it looks like there's variation. Looks like there's
Yeah, it's pretty
stuff.
good. Oh, and then the last thing I wanted to test, I could probably do this without even. Oh, I do have to stop because this is maximized. But go in here, and I think it's on the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna jack up the throw multiplier to see if this works because I haven't tested it yet. But it allows you to throw the ball a little bit. Oh yeah.
Can you do teleport blast?
That's so weird. I might need to lower the frames because if I do like this, I get some like weird throws. Teleport, let me check.
Ooh, looks like it's on fire.
It's kind of fun though.
The dust is kind of dark, actually. Speaking of fire. Am I on crack?
No, I can lower the. Yeah, it's a little darker on the edges. It's a little closer to black than it is to transparent. But again, that's more of a matter of changing the art side of it as opposed to anything internal. Got it. So I'll pull those out. 3 felt like a bit much, so I'll do like 1.75 for now. Max throw speed 10. I'm going to lower the frame count to 6. Yeah, and then I could go in and change the dust trail to make any of these things look different. But that is all good. So, okay. I'll finish changing some of this up later. I'm going to take these. Oops. Cool. Okay. Well, I gotta go help with some chore stuff, but it was good. I got a few things done. Let's see, where was it? The ball returns in Spooky. Missing colliders has been fixed. As part of that, I also put some static light emitters on all of the lamps, which just adds a little bit of visual zhuzh. And then
A bit.
I'll have to check this too. I was getting some weird results bowling in my sandbox level, but I want to check that in multiplayer, especially in Spooky. Otherwise, I think that's good. Might have a bit of time tomorrow to work on stuff, depending on how work goes. So we'll see about that, and I'll go from there.
Cool. I think I'm gonna shut this down. My headset is out of batteries, and so is my brain. Yep, 3 hours. Wow. Okay, we've been going for a while. Stupid sun not setting.
I know, right? Throws off my groove. Okay. Sounds good. Well, have a good rest of your night, and I'm sure we'll chat tomorrow at stand up.
Bye. Good night, stream. Good night, Max.
Bye, chat.
Good night, Max's cats.
I'll give them extra hugs for you.
Aww.